1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream here today. It is 4 p.m. UK time. And if you're watching this and you can see and hear me okay, please let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. That would be awesome. Looking good on my end. Who've we got here? Bo was first. No, yes, he was. Bo, are you going to wow everyone today? I know you've got the knowledge and the tools to do it. That's what I need. Bit of positivity. Thank you, Bo. Yes, I hope so. Lance says, afternoon, Michael. Ideas workshop, interesting concept. It is, Lance. Thank you for joining me. Rick is here from Tallahassee in Florida. That is lovely. Lynn, Brit, living in Southern California. The dream, Lynn. The dream. Hope you're having a good day, Lynn. Thanks for joining me today. Yeah, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from while we get started here. I've got some slides I need to line up, and then we'll get started. We're going to talk about ideas. We're going to talk about why ideas are so important and why you should be paying attention to your ideas. And I'll talk a little bit today about my Ideas Workshop course as well. So if you're interested in that or you've got questions about that, we will cover it in today's live stream. AJ, good day to you. Hello to you, AJ. Erwin, French guy living in London. Lovely stuff. Nice to have you here, Erwin. Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, let me pull up my slides here and we will get started here in a couple of minutes. Whoa, bit of a tranche of comments here. Yochana, from Ohio, good to have you with us. Rigmore from Norway, just home from work. Not sure I can handle wow. I know how you feel, Rigmore. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning this morning with baby, so yeah, I know what that feels like. Windsorpedia, Matt is here. Hi, Michael. Matt here from Nova Scotia. Lovely to have you again, Matt. And Lance says, nice new background, ready for masterclass. Yes, got a little bit of a simpler background going on here today, changing things up with the lights and everything. Trying to get ready to do some more videos and stuff. Sue says, hi, old chilly gray Wisconsin. That's where you're watching from, Sue. I'm sorry to hear that. It's pretty mild here today. It's not as nice and sunny as it has been the past few days, but it's not too bad. Rima from Canada, hello to you. Welcome along. So let's dive in here. Let me pull my slides up. What do I want to do? Here we go. There we go. So today we're going to focus on ideas, which is perhaps not that new. We talk about ideas quite a lot here. That's kind of my thing. And in particular, the Ideas Workshop, which is my dedicated ideas generation course. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but let's just walk through what we're going to do today. So first, hello. I'll give you a brief intro to me if this is your first time watching and you're not familiar with me or what I do. We'll talk about that here in a second. I want to talk about why ideas are key to your business, especially if you're a designer, especially if you're trying to make your own way as a designer. So you're not doing freelance work, but instead you're creating designs for print-on-demand stores. You're trying to create your own Shopify store. You're trying to sell via wholesalers directly into brick and mortar stores or to license your artwork or something. Anywhere where you're a self-directed designer, where you're not taking instructions, where you have to come up with your own concepts, your own ideas, your own product lines. That's what we'll talk about today. And in particular, why your ideas matter so much. So that's what we're going to do. After that, I will get into the Ideas Workshop. So if you're someone who's looking to create better ideas and you'd like to do that faster and better and get the methods and the techniques and the tactics that you need, then the Ideas Workshop may be for you. So hang around and I'll talk a lot more about what's included in the Ideas Workshop, some of the updates we've been making recently, what it covers, and obviously leave plenty of time to do Q&A. So if you've got questions about ideas or anything else, this is the time and the place to get them answered. So I'll do what I can to answer your questions as well. Aaron says, what's up, Michael? I joined Ideas Workshop yesterday and love it, from chilly gray Minnesota. Wonderful stuff, Aaron. Thank you for having us. Nice to have you in the Ideas Workshop. I know we've talked a little bit already in there and stuff. So great to have you here. Facebook user says, hi. Sorry, I can't see your name, Facebook user. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get into it. Let me just kind of set the scene a little bit. So this is for you if you're print-on-demand seller, so you're trying to sell your designs on Redbubble and TeePublic and Amazon, Merch by Amazon, Society 6, all those kind of places, ideas are key if that's you. So if you're trying to sell on print on demand, if you're a hand letterer, so you're someone who tries to come up with quotes to letter and to create nice looking designs from your quotes and phrases and sayings, then this will be of interest to you. If you're an illustrator, designer, artist, cartoonist, so like I said, if you're any of these kind of categories where you're creating work, the real differentiator is, if you're working for freelance or you're working in-house or something like that, you're being given tasks and briefs and designs to work on, this is probably not for you. But if you're someone who's trying to build your own brand, you're trying to build your own art licensing business, you're selling on print on demand sites, you're building your Shopify store, this is definitely for you. If you're an artist who's trying to build a following on Instagram, if you're an artist who's trying to sell your own merch, this is definitely for you. Like I said, Shopify store, definitely one of those. If you're someone who's on Instagram, you're trying to grow a following, maybe you're a freelancer right now, but you're thinking or trying to think about ways to build your brand and maybe give yourself a bit more passive income or find different income sources, then this will definitely be of interest to you. And if you're an art licensor or you're trying to license your art, then this is definitely for you as well. So if you fit any of those categories or you'd like to fit one of those categories, then definitely hang around. If this is the first time that you're watching one of my live streams, the first time you've joined us, a little bit about me. My name's Michael Essick. I'm based in Cheshire in the UK, Northwest UK, and I have been selling and licensing my designs on products, mainly t-shirts, but many other products as well, through print-on-demand sites like Redbubble, like Merch by Amazon, like TeePublic, like TeeFury, and many others. And for the past 6 or 7 years, I've been able to make a full-time 6-figure plus income from these sites year after year. And it's been a very interesting journey. It's not been something that was successful overnight, but over several years, I've been able to grow that business. And we have done very well over the past several years. Also sell on Threadless, have had designs licensed in brick and mortar stores like Hot Topic in the States and Spencer's, and supermarkets like Sainsbury's here in the UK. They stock some of my designs on greetings cards and stuff like that. So it started online and it's grown and moved offline, and it obviously is still online mainly as well. But this is just to kind of give you a picture of who I am. I'm by no means exceptional artist. I am not the world's best designer or illustrator or anything like that, but I am pretty good at coming up with funny ideas, and I'm pretty good at coming up with original concepts that click well with my target audiences. Just to show, so the way my business works. Oh, hello to you, Wendy. Wendy says, sorry, I'm late. No problem, Wendy. Thanks for joining us. The way my business is kind of set up and it works, I still think this is really strange in the sense that, this kind of business model probably, this is original in the sense that this has never really been possible before. The internet, and in particular print-on-demand technology, has made this business model possible. So my business works something like this. Number one, I have ideas. I turn those ideas into designs. I distribute them to different channels, which means uploading to Redbubble, uploading to Amazon, putting them on Etsy, putting them on Shopify, and that's it. I rinse and repeat. And it still surprises me every day that this works, that people find these ideas funny enough to buy them. That they find the designs in the first place is sometimes strange, because some of my ideas are so weird, or I think they're really strange and out there, and I just create them because I like them. Not all of them, but some of them. Just today, I had a sale on my Shopify store, which I do no promotion for and haven't touched the Instagram account for something like a year. It just still makes sales. I just find the thing very strange. Feel very blessed that this is possible. But in particular, what's funny to me is that, I can have an idea maybe about something that's happening in the world right now, maybe a viral story or a joke or a meme. I can create a funny design. I can put it on a t-shirt, and within a day or two, it can sell to someone on the other side of the planet that I've never met, that I don't have any communication with. And, the fact that that's possible, I think, is incredible. And as a business model, I have to say, for independent designers like ourselves, it's pretty much unbeatable. The idea that you can, year after year, you just keep on stacking up your designs, and every design you add, and every bit of artwork and concepts and designs that you add up to your pile is making your business more and more stable, more and more steady. Should be increasing the value of your business and increasing your income year after year. And yeah, it's worked for me. I think it's a crazy good business model. It takes a while to get it off the ground, but once you're there, it's really great. So that's my business model. That's how it works. Distribution channels. I've already spoken about some of these: Redbubble, TeePublic, Merch by Amazon, Etsy, Shopify, shirt a day sites like TeeFury, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those are great for building your own platforms. Offline licensing like brick and mortar stores, digital sales. This is not something I focus on, but of course you can sell designs through design marketplaces, Creative Market, places like that. Wholesale, so you can actually wholesale products yourself. That's getting easier and easier these days. You can do client work as well, of course, based on your original ideas, but those are just some of the distribution channels that are open to you as an independent designer. So I hope that makes sense. Just a couple of slides to show a few of my wins. Don't want to give too much away, but this was a post of mine that was the #1 spot on Reddit for a few hours. This was last year. Got 83,000 upvotes. This is one from a couple of weeks ago. Blanked out intentionally because I'm going to be sharing this design soon inside the Ideas Workshop and don't want to ruin things for people inside there. But this was a design of mine that I did not post to this is a Facebook post. I guess you can kind of make out that it's a Facebook, screenshot of Facebook. This is my design that's been blurred out. And yeah, somebody saw this design. It was to do with a kind of pretty recent viral story. They posted it on their Facebook page, and you can see the kind of feedback it got, like 2.3 thousand likes, 255 comments, a load of shares, a lot of sales from this design. I didn't send this to this person. They found it, they posted it. So this is the kind of thing that can happen, online. I'm not saying this happens every day with every design, but if you have an idea, if you have a concept that really clicks with people, this is the kind of thing that can happen. This is why ideas are so important. If you get the right idea, you don't even need to necessarily do that much to get it in front of the right people. The right people will find it. Sometimes they'll even promote it for you on their Facebook pages, and you can get organic, free traffic and free eyeballs just by creating something that's really viral and funny and really connects with people. Couple of questions here before we go on. Sergio, hello. I don't know if you've covered this already, but would you like to tell us sometime soon about how to get accepted to Merch by Amazon? I'd love to have a method to get you accepted to Merch by Amazon, Sergio. It's a question I do get a lot, but I'm afraid I don't really have any advice. If it were me, I would just keep applying. I would probably be tempted to apply into different email addresses and things like that, but I honestly have no understanding of Amazon's policies, why they approve certain accounts, why they don't for others. It's very strange. So yeah, I'm afraid I don't have much on that I can help you with, except to say just keep on trying, I think. So a couple more slides just to show you that this is not unique. This business model, that I'm working on and that others are working on is not unique. There's many other examples of designers who, from the strength of their ideas, have created incredible businesses. Stephen Rhodes is one. You'll probably be familiar and seen some of his, big hit t-shirt designs. This is, just based on the strength of his ideas, really. These are all people I've interviewed, by the way, on my blog. You can go and check out the interviews I've done with them. They're all been very generous in sharing their advice and stuff. Stephen Rhodes, Michael Buxton, again, a bit more simple in his illustration style is Michael Buxton, aka Dino Mike. But again, these are guys making 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures from their designs every year. Vincent Trinidad, very famous with his Great Wave of Noodles design. These are not, these are guys who have been able to build a solid business really from the strength of their original ideas. Nothing. I mean, Stephen's a good artist, of course. Don't get me wrong. All these guys are good artists, but there's plenty of good artists and illustrators in the world. There are very few people who are very good at connecting really good ideas with really great designs and matching those two together. And these guys are great examples of that. So I just want to share those. So when you hear the word ideas, I know this is a very broad, kind of term. There's a lot of people have different interpretations of what that means. Here's what I mean by the term ideas. This is what I mean. I mean the idea behind a concept. So these are obviously finished designs, but everyone has an idea behind it. So like this one here, I'm only here for the pizza. I'm only here for the pizza is a phrase. That's just a line of text. You could illustrate that in many different ways, but the idea remains the same and the concept remains the same. So, we could, if you took everyone watching this live stream, what is there, about 50 of us or something, we could all do an original design. I'm only here for the pizza. We could illustrate it many different ways. You could arrange the text in different ways. You could do different colors, but the idea, the concept would still be the same. The joke would still be the same. So that's what we're talking about, the idea behind the concept. So ideas like, funny one-liners like I'm only here for the pizza, or rhyming jokes like fries before guys, or maybe a parody kind of play like this pause one. I don't know whether you can see that too well if I just move myself there. Pause instead of jaws. Funny puns, different kinds of puns, different one-liners. So this is what I mean when I talk about coming up with original ideas. I'm talking about how do you come up with I'm only here for the pizza? How do you come up with fries before guys? How do you come up with I'm just here for the booze? How do you do that? That's what we want to kind of talk about and think about. So a couple of comments here that I've not seen yet. AJ says, I love the Stephen Rhodes shirts. I have a few of them. Yes, me too. And Ken says, great brands they are indeed. Nice to see you, Ken. Synergy of design is key. Absolutely. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But yeah, getting your idea lined up well with an appropriate design is really important. So we'll talk about that. So here we see on one side we've got idea, on one side we've got design. So the idea is, it's what you have in your head. Usually for me, it's a line of text. Sometimes I might kind of just expand the idea in my head. So maybe it's just a one-liner, just a joke. It's just a funny phrase that I'm going to turn into a design. But it's got to get all the way over here and it's got to become a final design. It's got to become a digital file. It's got to become a PNG that you're going to upload to Redbubble or Merch by Amazon or whatever. So this whole process, this is what I'm talking about, is how do you come up with this part? How do you come up with the idea? Not how do we design something that looks nice. There's lots of places you can go and learn design. You can go and learn how to come up with nice colors. You can go and learn what fonts to use. You can go and learn all those kind of things, how to use Photoshop or Procreate or anything. Lots of courses will teach you that. Very few will deal with idea generation. How do you come up with original ideas that people want to buy, that people actually connect with, that are funny and that are original instead of being, a derivation or a copy of something else? So that's what we want to talk about today. So I'm going to race through these, but I've got 3 keys that I think can help you come up with original ideas. And I've got some methods that I can share with you to really super speed your process through this. So 3 keys to come up with original ideas. And I have is it an acronym? I always forget this. I can't remember what it is. Acronym? Anyway, RAJ. RAJ stands for rhyme, alliteration, and juxtaposition. So rhyme, alliteration, and juxtaposition. If you can look out for these concepts, if you can integrate them into your ideas, even better if you can start from a place of looking for ideas that use rhyme or that use alliteration or that use juxtaposition, then you'll be in a very, very good place. You'll be much more likely to come up with ideas that actually sell and connect with people. So the 3 keys are RAJ, rhyme, alliteration, and juxtaposition, or RAJ, rhyme, alliteration, juxtaposition. Don't worry if you're not following or you don't understand what these words mean. We're going to dive into it. And we'll start with the easiest one. That's rhyme. Most of us know what rhyme means. We can understand that concept. So let me share with you a method. This is a really simple method to help you come up with original phrases. Anyone can do this. It relies on rhyme and really only on that. And if you can follow a few simple instructions, you can actually come up with original ideas like this one. So this idea here, this is an example of an idea that I would call a rhyme and replace idea. So this says Berry Christmas instead of Merry Christmas, right? That's the simplicity of this concept. That's all it is. It's replaced the word merry with the word berry, and now it's got a picture of a berry with a Christmas hat on. You know, the joke kind of writes itself, but that's how simple, you know, a concept can be, and it just works, you know. So the rhyme and replace method, this is actually, you can break this down, and I've reverse engineered this, and you can actually come up with your own ideas like this. So let me share with you the process. I'll go through this pretty fast, but you can always, you know, watch back. The replay will be available. So this is how I use this process to come up with original ideas. Let's say we have a topic, something like Halloween. And then what we want to do is come up with some words related to Halloween. So, you know, you might think of words like ghost and, I don't know, monsters, things like that. A word like scare would be a good one. So if we pick the word scare, what we can then do is head over to a website completely free called rhymezone.com. You can head over there. You can type your word scare, and this is going to give you a load of words, hundreds, maybe even thousands, that rhyme with the word scare. A little tip, if you click on the drop down and you choose Find Rhymes Advanced, you will get them kind of organized in a bit more of a straightforward way where it kind of ranks them by how much they rhyme. So there's quite a lot of words that rhyme with scare. Yeah, there's a big amount. So what you want to do is find yourself a word that rhymes with scare. And then, so here we got, you know, here's a load of words that rhyme with scare. I'm going to pick one that I think might be good, like bear. So bear's our example word. So pick the word bear, and from there, what we want to do is head over to another free website. This is called the Free Dictionary. If you go to idioms.thefreedictionary.com, you can then search the word bear. So this is going to show you, if you're not sure what an idiom is a word, an idiom is a phrase that an idiom is a phrase, you know, a phrase like bear in mind, bear in the air, bear hug, bear down, bear arms, bear away, bear a grudge, bear a millstone. So lots of examples of idioms that include the word bear. So you might be able to jump ahead and see what we're going to do here, but one example of a phrase here is grin and bear it. There you can see it's there, grin and bear it. A nice little idiom that includes the word bear. And then all we have to do, this is really straightforward, but we just have to swap it out. So instead of grin and bear it, we get grin and scare it, okay? And that leads us to a nice little concept that we can turn into a finished design. This is a quick example that I did for this one. But you can rinse and repeat this with any topic, with any number of words. And using these two free websites, rhymezone.com and idioms.thefreedictionary.com, you can find an endless amount of funny little rhyme and replace jokes like this that you can do. And you'll see these everywhere. When you're out and about, when you know, if you've got a magazine, if you're looking at advertisements, you'll see rhyme and replace puns all over the place. Why is that? Because they work. They're really effective. People like them. People like the joke effect. They're pretty harmless. You know, they don't often offend. You know, they're pretty straightforward. So this is a great method to use, and an awful lot of my original designs follow this method. They're using that rhyme element because that's what's going on here. We've got grin and scare it instead of grin and bear it. People are expecting the phrase grin and bear it, and they get grin and scare it. So it creates that little bit of juxtaposition, which we'll talk about soon. And that's how you can come up with, you know, your own original ideas like this that rely on rhyme. A really great method to use, really simple, really straightforward. And anyone can use it, completely free, you know, go at it. Let me see if there's any questions or comments I need to get onto here. Thank you guys for liking the stream. That would be really nice. Aaron said, I have the stream on in the background while working in the Ideas Workshop tool and just now whipped up 5 ideas that are ready for design. Awesome. We are going to get into the Ideas Workshop app in a few minutes here, but thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. That's cool. So that's our first one from our Raj framework. Rhyme. How do you come up with funny rhyming ideas? I've just given you one example. There's actually a lot of other ways to come up with rhyming ideas, but I can't go through them all in one session, so I'll just share with you one. Our next one, alliteration. Alliteration is when you have 2 words that start with the same sound. So some examples here, we got like girl gang, cactus club, whether you can see that too well, cactus club. What a time to be alive and anxious. Alive and anxious. Lurk, laugh, loathe, and donuts and death metal. So these are all examples of really simple design. You know, there's not a lot going on here. The hook is really based on alliteration. You know, girl gang, cactus club, lurk, laugh, and loathe, donuts and death metal. You can get much more simple than using a bit of alliteration, and this really works incredibly well. Again, it's a similar effect to rhyme. People are familiar with alliteration, they like it. It's kind of a subconscious thing that people gravitate towards, and it's really easy to integrate. So it's great for short, catchy phrases, labels, badges, logos, the kind of designs that we can see here. You know, nothing complicated in these designs, very text-based, text-heavy, especially great for hand lettering artists and those kind of things. And but also for longer, funny sayings. So, you know, things like let your freak flag fly, or there's some hoes in this house, or Dawn of the Dead. Those are all using alliteration, but they're more, you know, expanded phrases. They're not just little, you know, 2-word or three-word phrases. So alliteration is something to look out for. There's a couple of ways you can use it, you know, whether it's the short, catchy phrases or big, long ones, you know, for coming up with simple ideas, but also for coming up with these kind of phrases that are a bit more expanded. And I'll share with you in a second here a really simple way to come up with alliteration-based ideas. But before we do, let's get on to our last one. I said I was going to go fast. Juxtaposition. So Raj, R-A-J, rhyme, alliteration, juxtaposition. Juxtaposition is this. Juxtaposition is really the crux of all comedy, the crux of any joke. Every joke has some kind of juxtaposition. It has some kind of conflict or contrast where something is rubbing up against something else. So you have thing 1, it rubs up against thing 2. So I'll just give you a couple of examples to explain this. Here's an example here. We've got some wheelie bins. Don't know whether you have wheelie bins in the States, but over here we have what we call wheelie bins, where we put our garbage, our rubbish into. And here we've got wheelie bins that have been tagged with, you know, Gucci logos and Chanel logos and stuff like that. So there's that juxtaposition there between, you know, the high-end logos of very high-end designer labels on wheelie bins, a very unattractive, unglamorous, what would you call that, object. So the juxtaposition there creates that funny joke. Or here in this one, I love Paris. So this is obviously not the Eiffel Tower, but it does look a little bit like the Eiffel Tower. It's an electric pylon. So it's funny because it has that similarity, but there's that juxtaposition because it isn't what it says it is. It's pretending to be the Eiffel Tower, if you like. It's pretending to be Paris, but it isn't. That creates a juxtaposition. So that's a quick example. Here's some examples of juxtaposition used in t-shirt design. So very popular one, death metal, but we've got we've not got unicorns, we've got a rainbow, we've got clouds, we've got kind of nice, you know, it looks like My Little Pony or something like that. That's a big juxtaposition. You know, death metal, you would expect it to look something like this here with skulls and pentagrams and metal style bleeding text, but instead it's got a cute little, you know, rainbow and stuff. So really clear visual juxtaposition that creates a strong joke. Same principle used in almost all of these. So Merry Christmas, you know, in kind of metal font. Celine Dion, again, You would not expect a Celine Dion t-shirt to look like this. So this is a funny juxtaposition. Chaos reigns, again, very similar kind of play that the death metal one is doing. Wake up and smell the coffee, you would expect, but instead we've got wake up and smell the disappointment. So we've got kind of juxtaposition there. So these are just good examples of where the visual is contrasting with the message of the design, and it's creating a funny joke. Now, one of the best ways I've found to integrate juxtaposition, or one of the easiest ways to find juxtaposition, is using something called plugin phrases, which we'll dive into here in a bit more detail. Now, a plugin phrase is really any phrase that has a blank where you can put something in. So I'd rather be X is a plugin phrase. So you can fill the X in with anything you like. I'd rather be eating pizza. I'd rather be in the pit at a death metal show. Whatever it is, could be it's easy to relate that to your niche or to your market. You can replace it with something. I'd rather be gardening. I'd rather be whatever. I'd rather be buying Twitter. I'd rather be whatever you like. Ask me about my ex. I X and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I bought Twitter for $40 million and all 40, is it 40 million or 40 billion? $40 billion and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Support your local X. Support your local billionaire, something like that for Elon Musk. So you can see how it's really easy once you have some of these phrases to come up with original ideas. And my advice to you as an independent designer, as someone who's trying to build your business and come up with original ideas, is to really just build your own big library of phrases. Build a big list of anytime you see a phrase like this, where you can easily replace a word or a phrase or part of the phrase. And then anytime you have a concept, you can just run down the list. So, Elon Musk buys Twitter or something. Maybe you could do some designs on the back of that. Ask me about my purchase of Twitter, and so on, or whatever else is in the news. Could be a viral topic, or it could be an evergreen topic. Could be about surfing. I'd rather be surfing. I'd rather be ask me about my surfboards. I wiped out and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Support your local surfer. Support your local surf club. You see how easy it is to come up with ideas when you have a bank of phrases like this. And the great thing about this is you can find really great opportunities for juxtaposition in things like this. So, some simple ideas like I'd rather be with my dog. That's a really simple one. But then something like this, I'd rather be listening to the Grammy Award-winning 1999 hit Smooth by Santana featuring Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20 of the multi-platinum album Supernatural. Kind of silliness worked into the plugin phrase and the juxtaposition that comes from that. Ask me about my video game achievements. Ask me about my explosive diarrhea. So we have that. This is not, I don't recommend this design, of course. But we have, you can see how that creates a funny juxtaposition. You wouldn't expect someone to perhaps be proud of their video game achievements. Maybe you would. You certainly wouldn't expect them to be proud of their explosive diarrhea. And that creates a funny juxtaposition. I bought and sold Bitcoin and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Well, that is funny. That does create a juxtaposition because we do have, it fits. Bitcoin price is always up and down and people are losing money all the time. So that's funny. This is my unicorn killing t-shirt. Again, there's some nice juxtaposition there. This is my X shirt. This is my something shirt. And we've got some nice, kind of unicorn blood splatter on there to pad the idea out. So lots of different ways you can kind of use this concept of plugin phrases to come up with original ideas. And this is actually, plugin phrases is my go-to method. It's the thing that I think is the easiest way to generate new ideas, really straightforward. A lot of my bestsellers have come from me going down a list of plugin phrases, coming up with some funny ideas from that, turning them into designs, and they have produced, very funny concepts that people have really liked and enjoyed and continue to sell to this day. So I really do recommend that method and that framework. I wouldn't say, when you're coming up with ideas, especially if you're doing something like me, where you're coming up with a lot of ideas all the time, there is a lot to be said about coming up with there's a lot to be said about volume. So in order to come up with a lot of designs, which you need to in order to build your business out, you need to have even more ideas than you have designs, because you can't create a design until you have an idea. So this isn't about coming up with, the perfect idea. There's no such thing. It's about coming up with a lot of ideas. So I wouldn't say that my designs or my ideas are incredible. They're really not. The ideas themselves are not perhaps that groundbreaking or incredibly original or anything like that. But I would say that I've learned not to waste time on bad ideas. So if you simply do that, if you simply cut out the bad ideas from your pile, if you were only to work on good ideas, if you're only to work on ideas that have rhyme, that have alliteration, that have some juxtaposition, that have some funny hook in them, then you are going to come out so much stronger at the other side. Once you've uploaded those designs, you're going to get so much more sales, positive feedback, shares, and everything, simply because you're working on good ideas and you're turning good concepts into designs rather than wasting time on what are essentially weak concepts that don't rhyme, that don't have alliteration, that don't have a joke, that don't have a funny hook, that don't connect well with your audience. So that's the principle that I've worked on. And if you're a designer, then you will be using all manner of tools to speed up and improve your processes. You'll be using Photoshop, you'll be using Procreate, you'll be using a massive bundle of fonts that you call on all the time. You'll be using all kinds of different graphic elements to speed things up and make things quicker, and filters and stuff like this. So if you're doing that, this is what I've realized over a long period of time. There's lots of tools available for helping you with your design process. They help speed you up. So why not speed up and improve your ideas process? Because that's a critical part. In fact, I would even say more important than your designing is the ideas you're working on. That's the thing that's going to actually make the biggest impact on your business, not how good your designs look, but how strong your ideas are behind the designs. Because I can tell you from personal experience, my best sellers, they are not the most attractive designs. What they are very funny, on point, maybe viral, hitting the nose on the moment. They are really good, solid ideas. So the designs can be really simple. Some of them are incredibly simple, but the idea is what's going to make the difference. So yeah, why not speed up and improve your ideas? Why not spend some time learning methods and techniques that are actually going to make you twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times as fast at coming up with solid ideas so that you can grow your business so much quicker? And that's what my Ideas Workshop course is all about. So I will take a couple of little questions here before I dive in, because I'm going to take you behind the scenes here in a second. I don't want to make sure I've not missed any comments or questions here. Oh, wheelie bins have got people talking. So yes, yeah, the wheelie bin thing. Lynn says, I'm surprised they're allowed to use legitimate logos. I don't think it's a question of allowed, Lynn. I think it's just something people have done, maybe for a laugh, in fact. Maybe not that serious. I'm just going to take a drink here before we dive into to the workshop. Excuse me. So we got about 20 minutes here. If you do have any questions about anything I've spoken about, or you have any questions about the workshop as I get into this here, line them up in the comments. I will make sure we have plenty of time for questions at the end of this session. Sorry, let me take another sip here. So the Ideas Workshop started as a way for me to formalize, is that the right word? To kind of formulate and organize these different methods that I had discovered over many years of working and creating lots of designs and figuring out what works. So I started putting those together and organizing those. What started as a little book became a much bigger process, and it became a fully fledged course. And I thought, this requires some proper videos, some proper content, some proper worksheets to help people really learn this and to put it to work in their business. So that's what the Ideas Workshop is all about. The idea is pretty simple. as long as you have a topic in mind, as long as you have a market or a niche or something like that that you're targeting, then by following some proven methods, you can come up with tons of great ideas. So you bring the topic, I'll give you the proven methods. You can walk through them, and I guarantee you'll come up with tons of great ideas on the other side. And when I say ideas, again, this is what I'm talking about. How do we come up with puns? How do we come up with funny juxtapositions? How do we come up with funny one-liners? How do we do parody and things like that, which really do well on t-shirts? There's processes for each of these. There's a method you can follow. I've given you one example in this live stream, but there's methods you can follow to come up with puns, to come up with funny one-liners, and these things really jump out at you. And once you learn the methods and once you see the techniques, you have it for life. You'll be able to do that. You'll be able to come up with topics for any. So you'll be able to come up with ideas for any topic. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's a viral trend. Doesn't matter if it's an evergreen topic. It could be something new and funny and brand new on the market. It could be something controversial. Could be something really safe. It doesn't matter. There's a way to come up with something original that's never been done before by following these methods. So inside the Ideas Workshop, we have, in fact, I can show you behind the scenes here, right here. So this is, where am I going here? No, why am I not here? I'm in the wrong place. Okay, 2 seconds here. Let me find this right spot for you. But the Ideas Workshop, every single method. So we've got currently 13 different methods for coming up with original ideas. And every one of them has a video like this, how-to video where I teach you the method, and then a video where I walk you through step by step the entire process. So here's the Ideas Workshop behind the scenes. Hopefully you can see this. So these are all the methods down here on the left. So we've got wordstorming, low-hanging fruit, plug-in phrases, straight-up rhyme technique, the rhyme and replace technique, the perception puns technique, trending phrases, graphic styles. Each one of these has a video. So it has a walkthrough video where I just kind of teach everything that I know about that method. And everything comes with a download. So you have a worksheet and you have an outline PDF so you can follow along at your own pace later as well. So how-to video that walks you through everything and download. So 13 different methods. I think there's about 5 hours of actual video content there to walk you through everything. And the idea here is you can go through this course, and at the end of it, you will know all these methods. You'll have downloads that you can keep, that you can walk through whenever you need to, and you have a worksheet that will allow you to really take it on board and understand the method in detail. So because of that, we got these resources. We got not just these videos, but we've got a load of tools. And the idea is that the better your resources are, the better your ideas will be. So better resources leads to better and more ideas. The bigger your list of plugin phrases, guess what? The better your ideas are going to be, because you're going to have so much more to pull from. So the cream of the crop rises so much easier. And better and more ideas, that leads you to better and more designs. And better and more designs, that leads you to more sales. So this is what we want. That's the idea. So we don't just leave you with, I don't just teach you the methods and say, good luck, off you go. Here's plugin phrases. This is a really easy thing to do. Follow along and this is how you can do it. And good luck, off you go. We don't just leave you there. I give you some tools. In fact, I give you a whole suite of tools. And this is the tools that we have. So I'm going to walk you through these and share some of these and how they work. The first tool that you get access to is something called the plugin phrase directory. So let me pull this up for you. So I just told you a few minutes ago, we walked through the example of plugin phrases and how that's a really great method to come up with funny one-liners. And there's lots of really great applications of that. It's really simple and a really easy method to follow. And all you really need is a list of phrases. So I said, as an independent designer, you should start building out your list. You should start building your own list of plugin phrases. But if you don't want to do that, you should do that. But if you'd want to speed up the process a little bit, then guess what? I can give you mine. Now, this is a list of plugin phrases. You can see just some of them here. I mean, even if I gave you a list of 25 plugin phrases or something, you can just scroll down and you can just look through the list, to come up with ideas. Ask me about X, born to X, but first X, and just try and come up with ideas. It's great for jumping off inspiration and coming up with funny concepts. If there was a list of 50 of these phrases, it would be good. 100 phrases would be incredible. 300 phrases would be nuts. We have inside the plugin phrase directory, we have over 700 phrases and counting. We are constantly adding new phrases. And that means you can just scroll down this list, and come up with incredible ideas. But we don't just give you this list. Like a list is cool. You can scroll down it and look for inspiration. That's nice. Put into any of these phrases. So I'm trying to think of a good example. There was a joke the other day about there was a viral Reddit post, I think it was. It was a girl complaining that her boyfriend really likes digging tunnels. I don't know. Did anyone see this? And she was saying, my boyfriend just really likes digging tunnels. He digs this big tunnel on his land or something. He doesn't really go out with friends anymore. He just wants to dig this tunnel. I'm worried about him. And there's this whole joke about how guys like to dig tunnels. And isn't it funny how guys like to dig tunnels and all that kind of thing. Anyway, so we could put something like digging tunnels here into the plugin phrase directory. And this is what it's going to do. It's going to replace that X that you previously saw. So where there was that big X, that's where the blank would be. I'd rather be X. Well, if we put in digging tunnels, it's going to replace all that with digging tunnels. And not only is it going to do that, so you can then scroll down this list and you can be like, okay, see if there's some good ideas here. It's also going to pull up those phrases that have an alliteration match. So did someone say digging tunnels? Always down for digging tunnels. Big digging tunnels energy. Dawn of the digging tunnels, or dawn of the dig. Digging tunnels or die trying. So I don't have time to, go through this list, but obviously if this was me and I was trying to come up with some ideas for this, I would put my word in and I would just spend, however long I'd just scroll down the list and I'd just be looking for ideas that I liked. And what we can do in the app, by the way, you get instant access to this app inside the Ideas Workshop. You can just save your favorite ideas. So I like that one. I like that one. I just heart them and they will be saved for me in my ideas collection over here. So this is how you can, come up with some great ideas. They're going to be alliteration ones pulled to the top, but also we've got these filters that we've added inside the Ideas Workshop app. So we can filter by certain terms. So like digging tunnels is an activity. So I can actually filter by activity and I'm going to get results that are a good fit for that. So introverted but willing to discuss digging tunnels. Live fast, dig tunnels. So you've decided to dig tunnels. Born to dig tunnels. I'd rather be digging tunnels. Sorry, I'm late. I was digging tunnels. I'm only here for digging tunnels, and so on. So you can just go down and just favorite your favorite ideas. Now that's going to be saved over in my ideas. Here's my list of ideas that I'm working on. We've added some cool stuff here, so now you can actually select your favorite, or you can select all those that are related to a certain project, and you can say, well, these are all my digging tunnel ideas, so I'm going to add those to that collection. So then I can kind of organize my ideas as well. So I have here just a ready-made list of ideas. Whenever I want to create a design, I can just come over here to my ideas section in the app, and all my ideas are ready here waiting for me. If I finish one, I can just archive it, knocks it off the list. And I've always got ideas that are ready to be working on. And that's just plugin phrases. That's one of the tools. Visual inspiration board, that's another of the tools we had. Let me pull this up. While I'm pulling that up, let me answer a couple of questions here and comments that I can see. Ask me about my ex, says Aaron. Yeah. A couple of questions I've missed. Sorry, Liz. I assume that you can use ideas on lots of other POD in addition to t-shirts. Yes, Liz, absolutely. If you're tracking with me, then you probably gather that most of my income comes from t-shirt designs, but these phrases, these ideas, especially things like plugin phrases, those work on a myriad of different products, posters, mugs, hats, caps, whatever, anything you can print a design on. You can use these for that purpose. Also, it's not, of course, just for print on demand. Even if you're a freelancer, the ability to come up with ideas like this for your clients is really powerful and really, really a great skill set. If you're the designer who doesn't just make things look nice, but you're actually a designer who can come up with really great, one-liners, little marketing bits of copy, headlines and stuff like that, which this is great for. Then yeah, it has all kinds of applications. Coming up with funny memes, almost endless applications from some of this stuff. So yeah. Eileen says, how do you make the humor across language barriers? Well, humor is actually, I'd say, pretty universal. If you go back to that thing about it being about juxtaposition and conflict, that's universal. Whether you're Spanish or English, that's still the case. Now, fair enough. I don't know many Spanish plugin phrases, and we don't have, unfortunately, translation on the app yet. But those same principles apply. So I believe if you follow the methods in the course, we do have many foreign speakers in the Ideas Workshop, people from all around the world, and they are able to apply those methods and those concepts to whatever market they're in, whatever language they're in, because the concepts are universal. So yes, the phrases maybe won't be necessarily universal, but the meanings or the techniques will still work. So hope that helps. Rigmore says, thanks for all the great tips, Michael. Here's one for you. Keep the beard. So neat. I think I take you more seriously. I need one too. That's the real designer secret. Thank you very much. Yes, I am keeping the beard for now. My kids do keep asking if I'm going to shave it off, and they like playing with it. But yeah, I think the beard is staying for now. Thank you for that tip. Infinity Crib, how do you decide which of the ideas you design out of, let's say, 5 ideas generated? Great question. So this is actually one of my favorite parts in the whole process, is because I have this app, this tool which allows me to come up with funny ideas. What I do is I save, like you just saw me do then with all these kind of digging tunnels ones. I just heart the ones that I like, and then I come over to here to my active ideas page, and then I just kind of have a look through them and have a bit more of a think about them and kind of ponder them and see what I can do with certain ones. And then I might archive a couple and say well, don't think those are the strongest, and I just kind of filter out. So how do you decide? A lot of the times for me, it's kind of gut instinct, but some of the principles we talked about before. So if it's got alliteration, if it's got a nice bit of juxtaposition where it's creating a funny joke, if there's a real nice visual connection that we can make with that idea. So if there's a really easy way to render that design, I'll give you an example on that one here. So for example, like trying to think of something. Let's say I was doing some like philosophy t-shirts, okay, or like ancient Greek t-shirts, and I wanted to do one about like Homer. So I'd put in Homer, and then I get some ideas here, like all my homies Homer, or Homer hard. I honk for Homer. Homer, where the Homer is. So like oh, Homer is my homeboy. That's a good idea. That's catchy. It's got alliteration. We actually have this now where you can click on that example, and it's going to show you some visuals that might match with that. So for example, here, there's a well-established design. Jesus is my homeboy. So Homer is my homeboy. I have that idea that's come to me. That's funny. I like it. I can click on it. And then I've actually got here like a ready-made example of how I should create the design. All I have to do is replace Jesus with Homer, and then I've got Homer as my homeboy as a ready-made concept, if you like. All I have to do is put the pieces together. So any case like that where there's like a really nice easy visual connection, or something like this, home is where the Homer is, that phrase, home is where X is, again, this is a nice match for something like a cross stitch type of design. So something like a cross stitch style, that would be a nice way to render that design. A really simple way of doing that. So again, if there's a nice, easy, process like that I can use, then that would be something that influences whether I'm going to turn that into a finished design. Hope that helps you there, Infinity Grip. Lynn says, Michael, you provided some great info today. I don't know if you've discussed it in another video, but which POD platform is your favorite? I really like TeePublic. TeePublic is surprisingly effective, I find, at getting especially like viral and trending ideas, getting them up and getting them working. But Merch by Amazon is still the biggest earner for me. Redbubble does very well as well. Those are my top three, I'd say, and then Etsy. So yeah, I do have a big blog post on that on my website if you want to check that out. Sherry says, I have the Ideas Workshop. I always find these lives inspirational. Cool. Wendy says, is your app available in the App Store yet or only with your course? Wendy, this is only available via the Ideas Workshop course. That's the only way to get hold of it right now. And that leads me into, let me just show you this part of it, which is the visual inspiration board. So we have actually, as part of the course, you get access to this app. You get your own account. You get your own login. And one of the things we have here is the visual inspiration board, which is, I think we have, I'm not sure how many hundreds of actual visual records we have here, but this is a list of really great graphic styles. So styles which work really well for certain things like 70s or 80s style. Let me make this a bit bigger. Sorry, you can't see that. And again, each of these we've got, so like 70s, we've got example images, and then we've got phrases that might be good. Like, you know, for the 70s, you might do something like make X not a war, or peace, love, and X. So we've connected the plugin phrases with the visuals so that you actually have this kind of straightforward process. You can come up with an idea, you can know how to render it, what design style to use, and then you've got kind of a ready-made concept. So we've got hundreds of visual records here, visual styles. We've got iconic images, which would be famous logos or graphics, which you can play off, which are really great for t-shirt designs and parody designs. And then we've got something called layout frameworks, which are a bit more complicated, but are really great for coming up with really meaty ideas and designs. And this is all inside the Ideas Workshop app. So this is great for coming up with inspiration. You can search for stuff really easily as well. We've got the tags going on here. So let's say you have something you want to do something about a certain kind of animal, then we can limit it to show only those that include animals and stuff like that. So really cool stuff. That's the visual inspiration board. I'll just quickly show you. We got the low-hanging fruit cheat sheet. This is really great for coming up with those alliteration-based ideas. So again, if you're doing something around digging tunnels, you know, we might put in like tunnel and get tunnel team, tunnel tribe, tunnel troop, or, you know, dig dealer, dig daddy, dig dogs, dig detective, dig detector, dig disciple, and so on. So really simple ideas we can use for that one. And we've also just added the slogan slot machine here to the app as well. This is really great for coming up with catchy slogans. So this is great for when you've got kind of a couple of rhyming words, like, I don't know, what could we do for digging? Like maybe digging and swigging. And you can see here it's going to come up with some funny phrases: less digging, more swigging, digging in the streets, swigging in the sheets, kind of digging, kind of swigging. You get the idea. You can play around with this. You can actually switch the order as well, and just come up with, you know, a lot of inspiration in a very small amount of time. And similar to the plugin phrases, I can just favorite these. Just going to add them to my ideas. And they're just there ready, waiting for me when I want to come up with original ideas for any topic, any trend, any phrase, anything. So those are the tools. We've got the methods, which I've already spoken about. These are all the different methods that are taught inside the Ideas Workshop. And this is a little bit out of date. We've got hundreds more stuff because I'm adding new records and frameworks and stuff all the time. And we also have live sessions. So like you see here, me doing a live video, we do live videos at least once every couple of weeks inside the Ideas Workshop, where you can get direct feedback on your ideas and your concepts. So we have a dedicated membership here where people post their ideas. I won't share those in case people don't want me to show them, but you can get direct feedback from me. I reply to almost everything that comes up here. I give you my direct help and stuff. So we've got lots of stuff there. yeah, so that's the ideas workshop. Many people very satisfied with it. I know we've got some here in the comments who are already members, but we have. I pride myself on keeping the satisfaction pretty high inside the ideas workshop. Um, like I said, we have the community. We have some plans for the community coming soon. A lots more that I don't have time to talk about here. But basically, if you want help with your ideas, if you want to learn the methods and techniques which are going to help you, if you want direct help from me and from others who are learning and doing the same thing, then the Ideas Workshop might be for you. You can read all about it on my website, michaelessic.com/ideas is the link. All the details here on this sales page, which goes through it in a lot more detail than I can really cover in this live stream. But I really think if you need help with your ideas, if you want the tools which are going to make coming up with ideas so much quicker, then this might be for you. So please do go and check out the website. I'll pop the link here in the live, so you can click that if that's going to make life a little bit easier for you. But it's michaelessic.com/ideas. So yeah, all the methods, all the tools, the community access, the live streams. You get 12 months access to it. And we have a lot of satisfied customers, as you can see as well, a lot of satisfied designers. And I should say that this is not a static course by any means. We are constantly adding new materials. We're constantly doing new sessions and new methods, and we are working like gangbusters on the app to make the app and the web app so much more useful. We've got all kinds of tools which are coming down the tracks, which I won't spoil here, but yeah, I'm always adding new phrases. We're always adding new visuals, which means that the tool is getting better every single day. It's getting more powerful. It's bringing you stronger and better ideas. So yeah, there's an awful lot. I can't cover all of it, of course, in the stream here, but I hope you're able to follow on with me. And what did I want to say? Yeah, this offer closes on the 30th, which is this Saturday. The price will be going up the next time this opens, so it'll be $499 annually. It's going to be going up to $549 pretty soon. So if you want to grab this at the best possible price and lock in that price so that you don't have to pay any increases in the future, then michaelessic.com/ideas is where you want to go for all the details. So let me take some of your questions. Happy to answer questions about the Ideas Workshop or anything else you might need help with. Yeah, let's do it. Let's dive into some questions and answers here. Rigmore says, just received a "you've made a sale" email. Now I'm motivated. Cool. That's what you need. Get that motivation and get yourself going. Rima says, thanks for everything you share and give. Is the price in USD? Yes, $499 annually or 2 payments of $275 is the price for the Ideas Workshop. Like I say, will be going up soon. So if you want to grab it at the best possible price, I do not lower my prices on any of my products. So this will be the lowest price that's ever available. Lynn, a 100-mile journey starts with one step or one sale. Absolutely. That's where it all starts. And you just need, the crazy thing about ideas is you can just have one idea that makes a huge difference to your business. One idea can mean the difference between, hundreds of sales in a matter of days. One idea can get you hundreds of followers, can build your brand. It's incredible what you can do, just with one great idea. Infinity Grip says, there is this debate about the shorter the phrase, the better. Are your best-selling teas from shorter phrases or longer? Obviously, shorter phrases are more memorable. Yeah, I wouldn't. This is kind of like, that question reminds me of questions like, should you do, or like, what color t-shirt should you do your designs on, or something like that. It really doesn't matter. What's important is the strength of the idea. And I've had, bestsellers which have a pretty long phrase on, and I've had bestsellers which are 2 words. So it's really the strength of the concept, which is the most important thing. I don't think you can really say, longer or shorter. I would say that the most effective plugin phrases and stuff are usually, 5 or 6 words at most. Once you get a lot longer than that, it gets hard to really communicate that, especially on a T-shirt because of the canvas size and stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't want to say, hard and fast on either side. It really matters much more about the strength of the concept and the idea. Aaron says, y'all, for me, it's worth it. I already had a method for ideation, and the Ideas Workshop just makes what I already had so much easier and amplified. That's awesome, Aaron. Yeah, that's really the idea, is that you be able to speed things up. Success in this business, especially on print-on-demand sites and similar, comes down to volume and how quick you are, how able you are to quickly churn stuff out. That's when my business really took off, was when I was able to start, churning out designs daily, with no interruptions, just kind of really slick, effective, low friction kind of system. So yeah, anything you can do to speed that up, which includes, things like, of course, the tool, which makes it really easy to come up with a lot of ideas really quickly. Hundreds of ideas if you wanted to. You could take hundreds of these ideas and just spit them out. But usually I use it as more of a filtration process to come up with the best ideas and work my way into, the strongest possible ideas. And yeah, I'll have more to share about that soon as well. So yeah, absolutely. It's all about speeding up, making your process quicker, making your process nice and slick so you can come up with more ideas. And usually, I wouldn't say all the time, but the person with the strongest ideas usually wins. The person who has the most ideas, which are also the strongest ideas, definitely wins. So if you can come up with not just a lot of ideas, but a lot of good ideas, then you will be, you'll be miles ahead of the competition, and you'll be doing really well. So yeah, glad you're on board, Aaron. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for that comment. Okay, any other questions that you might have before we wrap this up here today? We have gone over an hour, which is cool, but we do have to end it somewhere. So if you've got any last minute questions you want to ask, I'll give you guys 30, 60 delayed seconds. While you're doing that, while I'm waiting for the delay to kick in, let me just sum it all up for you and remind you what's going on. So my Ideas Workshop, the doors are open. The doors have been closed for months, but we have opened the doors, and you can find out more at michaelessick.com/ideas. This is my dedicated idea generation course. It's a full online class that covers every aspect of idea generation that you could possibly need: how to come up with funny puns, how to come up with funny one-liners, how to come up with funny parody ideas. Not just funny stuff, by the way. Many of the ideas you can come up with are very, we go all the way from, like, laugh out loud funny to witty to kind of serious, pointed, controversial, everything in between. And, just really straightforward, simple ideas which would work well on T-shirts and products. So you don't have to be wanting to work on funny stuff. We've got methods for all kinds of different things. It also includes exclusive and unlimited access to my Ideas Workshop app, which allows you to come up with unlimited ideas, funny one-liners, alliteration-based jokes, funny visual prompts. It's got everything you could possibly need to help you basically never get stuck again. You'll never have creative block as long as you have access to this app. You'll always be able to come up with something, no matter what the topic or trend or niche or market is. I guarantee it. It also comes with a exclusive community where you can get help, direct help from me and from others, feedback on your designs. We do regular live streams where you can ask questions and get answers. I also have something coming up where I'm going to talk about riding trends. We're going to teach on that. So some interesting stuff coming up. All inside the Ideas Workshop. This offer closes this Saturday on the 30th of April It's $4.99 annual, and you can find out more at myclassic.com/ideas. Okay, I think I've wrapped that up pretty well. A couple of comments here. Let me see. Gansadare, Michael Essick, I've read almost every single one of your books and blogs. The only concern I have is the language barrier. Even if you don't understand the culture, I wonder if you will be able to use your ideas workshop to the fullest. Yeah, Gansadare, I think kind of the answer I gave previously would cover most of that. Like a lot of the methods that we teach, they're applicable, regardless of the language that you're using. I think you'll find some stuff there that will be really helpful, and even understanding the concepts. If you understand the concepts of plugin phrases, then you can build your own plugin phrase directory that works with your culture and with your audience. You can start, saving your own ones. We're going to soon be adding features like the ability to add your own phrases and add your own stuff, so you can add your own templates here. So yeah, I think there's a lot. I understand the concern there, and I'm not going to say it's going to be great, don't worry about it. I would just say there are some things that I think will be universal. Might not be everything. There may be some stuff, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some phrases which are not going to make sense in certain cultures. There's going to be some images and iconic images and stuff which not everyone is going to get. But at the same time, once you understand the concepts, I think there's a lot that you can reverse engineer, and you can start applying it, to things that will work in your culture or in your market or your audience. So hope that helps. If you've got any more questions, by the way, you can email me, michael@michaelessick.com, and I'll be happy to answer and help. Okay, Svetlana, thank you to you. Rick says thanks. Liz says thanks. Bo says thanks. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for joining me today on this live stream. We will be doing another live stream next week, so hang around, or keep your eyes peeled, I should say, for that. Don't hang around, because you'll be waiting a long time if you were sat here till next week. But yeah, more from me next week. If you're not already subscribed, please go to michaelessick.com and join my email newsletter. That's where you will get the latest and greatest from me. If you need more information about the Ideas Workshop, or you have any more questions, michael@michaelessick.com is where you can email, and I'll be happy to help you. Lynn says, Michael, you always provide such good, useful content. Thanks again. No problem. Thank you, Lynn. And Rima says, thanks once again, Michael. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Rima. And thank you, Matt, as well. All right, guys, we will wrap it up there. Back next week. Similar time. Keep an eye on your inboxes. Go and sign up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. That would be great. All the usual stuff. And I'll see you same time or similar time next week, if not before. All right. Thank you, guys. Talk to you soon. Hope you got something out of it. And have a great rest of your Thursday. Okay. See you soon, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.